Microsoft confirms Xbox Game Pass August 2024 Wave 1 lineup. Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, Mafia Definitive Edition, and more. Microsoft has revealed the first batch of games heading to Xbox Game Pass in August 2024. In Xbox Wire posts, Microsoft confirmed Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, Mafia Definitive Edition, and Creatures of Ava will be added to the subscription service. All of these will be available to subscribers via PC, Xbox, and Xbox Cloud Gaming if you are an Ultimate tier subscriber. The first of these three games, Creatures of Ava, will be available to Game Pass subscribers starting August 7th, which was 3 days ago. This was initially revealed at the Xbox Partner Showcase held in March and will be available on Game Pass on its launch day. In Creatures of Ava, players control Vic, a young woman who tames wild creatures suffering from an infection using a flute. The gameplay is a lot like Power World, but instead of using violence, players try to save the infected creatures. Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy will be added to the Game Pass library starting August 8th, which was 2 days ago. This compilation featuring remakes of Crash Bandicoot, Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back, and Crash Bandicoot Warped received an 8 out of 10 in IGN's review. Logically
Hmm.
standing the test of time mechanically, Crash's first outings gets an incredible facelift in this collection, he said. Mafia Definitive Edition, which Microsoft confirmed last week was heading to Game Pass, is a remake of the 2002 crime drama Mafia. It also earned an 8 out of 10 in IGN's review, in which we said, oozing with 1930s atmosphere, Mafia Definitive Edition is a successful rejuvenation of the best story in the series. So, are you excited? And just to for people who want to know, these are the games that left Game Pass or are leaving Game Pass in 5 days. Airborne Kingdom is leaving Cloud Console and PC. Off-World Trading Company is leaving PC. Shadow Warrior 3 is leaving Cloud Console and PC. And the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is leaving Cloud Console and PC. Are you interested in any of these games that are coming to Game Pass?
Um, I thought they were leaving. You said the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yes,
Uh,
but I'm talking about Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy and Mafia Definitive Edition mostly.
oh, okay, yeah, those games I'm really excited for. The Mafia Definitive Edition, and what's the other one called? Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. How about Crash Bandicoot 4 by any chance?
They didn't. That's not coming that's not coming at least this time. And the last one is Creatures of Ava.
Oh wow, okay. Because Crash Bandicoot 4. Now I did play the same trilogy, all three games. Mainly on the first one because that's the most challenging one in my opinion of any Crash Bandicoot game. Because that's what it made people think about in games back 30 years ago, and made a big difference in my life back then to do those type of games back then. And also I play a lot of Tetris and read a lot as well. So that's me back when I was a kid. But then the other games, it's like. Mm, I don't know about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and the other one you mentioned. Those games is like I don't care for.
Well, those
I
games
even
are
though
leaving, so
yeah, I didn't care for those games really. To be honest with myself, I do try to keep track of the Game Pass and all for every week, every month, depends on my what I'm doing. Because as you can tell, I play a lot of Apex for the sake of like tournaments and stuff to make money off of whenever I can. That's starting to become iffy for the last couple months myself. I will admit that to you guys. So it's but other than that, because Apex they tried to maybe we'll spend like $20 for each split of the season because it's a split one, split two of each season. So other than that, we'll talk about that later if you want to. And it's ridiculous that they tried to pull off the what's called the Texas Chainsaw Massacre as a part of Game Pass. That's why they make me play for it all the time. But it's whatever to me. But other than that, yeah, Crash Bandicoot, thumbs up, two thumbs up on that one. I appreciate Xbox for doing that. So
how do you feel about Mafia Definitive Edition?
here's the first screwed up part. I bought Mafia regular edition on the Steam store for like that was on sale for like not even $5, and I also got the definitive edition at one point. I think it was part of my Game Pass. I think it was Game Pass something. I remember I bought either a free copy of it or someone gifted to me. I forgot which one it was, but I can't see it on my library one being for free on my Xbox edition. But I saw a gameplay of it back in the past when I was in my college years in the 2000s. We were playing both Mafia as well as what's the other one? The Godfather games and all.
Yeah.
Well, he was in the dormitory. It was in his room itself. It was like about five of us in that room, and we would see him playing Mafia and the other one. But that's the time right before all that shit went to fucked up territory with all us as a group. Well, me and the group actually. That was back in like what's it called? 2006. So it's back then it was different times. So, but other than that, the college experience back then was pretty good and all with the gaming aspect. That kept me going there at one point until I couldn't go back until 2007. Then my money problems between my family and all back then too. So it's kind of like I couldn't go to school at the time. Back to that specific school, it was too far away anyway. So, but other than that, the Mafia, Godfather games though, those are the shit back like Scarface. Like I wish I had those games that I could own back then. But now they're gonna put on the Game Pass. I'm like, more power to myself. I mean, like yes, I can finally
Yeah,
do a gameplay of Mafia.
I'd love to see Scarface appear one day, and the Godfather games.
Oh
Um,
yeah, that'd be great because the Scarface, like the one that the world is yours and all, it's I uploaded, I reposted that trailer. It was probably one of the best trailers I've seen of any game of all time. And the first you get the power, then you get the money, then you get the woman, then you get your revenge. And then Tony Montana was like, "You fuck with me, world. You're fucking with the best." And he's like going downtown, fucking declaring war on Miami, whatever it was.
yeah,
Dude, I'm like, damn, that was the shit back then. I hear, I couldn't get it, and I was too busy with school and all back then, trying to get up and go to school and all. So it's yeah.
good thing is, speaking of Scarface, the world is yours. Um, the regular editions are not so expensive. PlayStation 2, $30 loose.
Oh yeah.
Xbox, $36.23 loose. So,
And if I see it on Amazon, they'll ask like $75 for a used copy back a year or two ago. It was crazy.
the PAL cop, the only really, this is just Scarface, so I'm not talking about the Godfather games, but like the collector's edition and like the greatest hits. Wait a minute. Okay, so like the collector's edition are the only ones that are really gonna cost a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But if you get the basic edition, which it's a PS2 game, so you don't have to worry about DLC that you might miss out on,
Yeah.
then um, you don't really. It's not a game that's breaking the bank.
Right.
Um, but yeah. So anyway, my experience, Crash Bandicoot. I do have Crash Bandicoot 1 and 2 on my PS3. I don't have the ability to save, so but I probably just have to format memory card save so I can save the few digital PlayStation games that I have. If I can still do that at this point, I don't know why I couldn't. Um, but I'm a big fan of Crash Bandicoot 1. I never played Crash Bandicoot 2 as much. I always played 1 more. Um, I guess I just wanted to beat it in order since I had the availability to do that. Um, so there's that. Mafia Definitive Edition. Mafia needed a definitive edition. I played the original game on PS2. Oh my God, was that game dark? And I mean dark graphic wise. You had to turn the brightness up on your TV if you wanted to be able to see what the hell you were doing. Um, but other than that,
Yeah.
it was a great game. So, if a definitive edition where it's easier to see even at night, that's awesome. Did you get? I did play Mafia 2. I beat Mafia 2. I had Mafia 2 for 360 on my Xbox One. Um, that's a great game. Um, I really don't have anything else to say about it, though.
I heard that Mafia 3 was at one point on sale for about like not even $20.
Yeah, I
But
tried
also
to. I just like Dead Rising 3. I tried to get into Mafia 3. I just couldn't.
I saw the trailer of it too. It was about the Black Mafia this time, which was that's based on a
Yeah,
true story.
1960s Chicago.
Yep. That's when all the Chicago shit was going on with the Black Panthers and everything else in the meantime. So
Yeah, and Vito Scaletti, who was the protagonist in Mafia 2, was you meet like in the first hour.
Okay. Who's he again? I'm sorry. Vito what again?
Vito Scaletti.
Vito Skillet. He was part of what family? Is that's him in real life or that
No, no,
name?
no. He was the protagonist in Mafia 2,
Oh, Mafia 2. Okay, okay.
but he also appeared as his own as. But in Mafia 2, he was a guy returning from the army with $3 to his name. By the end of Mafia 2, um, well, I just don't want to go over the ending, but Mafia 2, he joined the mafia. He got in with the mafia, and then Mafia 3, he was his own. He was like one of the crime bosses.
Oh, okay. All right. Obviously, the mafia games are based on the Italian mafias throughout the United States: Chicago, Illinois, New York City, New York, Los Angeles, California. Even if you go deeper into these type of crime lords that it gets, Mexico, New Mexico City, and only it's even Arizona with what's that town in Arizona again? Not
I don't.
Arizona, New Mexico state actually. Excuse me.
I don't. I
Yeah.
don't. I'm not. I'm not sure about that. Um,
Yeah, that's based. Yeah, do research on this stuff. It's a lot of kerfuffle back in those days.
but the thing is, like Mafia 2, that story had a surprise ending. Like me and my cousin were playing it, and when we saw the ending, our mouths dropped. I don't know if I think I went over it in a previous podcast, but I could go over
Yes,
it
you have.
again if you want.
Yes, you have. But let's have ruin the ending for the
Okay.
new mafia members like myself.
Okay.